Hello, this is Michelle with the Glimmers of Intuition, where I make concepts of shifting your mindset very simple. Today, I wanted to talk about kind of the getting the freedom from the old story, and I'm just going to get into it. For the longest time, and this has been kind of where I kind of had to really pay attention to kind of the way I was thinking in regards to love, and when I would really get to that point where, not the early stage, but in that stage of where you really are becoming vulnerable in the sense that, okay, this is a viable person. And what I realized is that every time I would have that aha moment, I wasn't really paying attention to the internal story. And what I mean by getting freedom from the old story is just because, and it can even be with the same person, just because you've had, a fault, you've had a falling out, rather you're not talking or you had a fight or someone ghosted somebody, whatever, it doesn't even matter. What I'm here to say is that aspect of it doesn't matter, in the sense of it's what you decide in the present is what matters. A good explanation of this is people that go from homeless and then they go and they have a home. There was an internal shift that, yes, they were homeless. Yes, things were not in the best interest regarding their home. However, they made an internal shift regarding, that story. And this is where your power is. Your power isn't in the past, because you can have the shittiest of circumstances happen to you in the past. And then by deciding on a new story, not that you're going to ignore what happened per se, but you're going to ignore that thought being a consistent part of your life. You can tell yourself a new story that, no, this does work out for me. No, this is possible for me. And it doesn't have to be 24/7. You don't have to affirm like a banshee. You just make a decision and you continue to go back to it. And if you get triggered by it, that's okay. It's kind of like riding a horse. You get knocked off, you just get right back on, and you keep going. Because scientifically, what's going on in your mind is your subconscious is kind of keeping score, and it doesn't really keep score or go into a new direction until there's repetition, and also that you feel safe. That's why nervous system regulation is so important. To go from one self-concept to another, it be in love or be money or what have you, it takes a sense of, of going from one state to another, but feeling safe and feeling whole and feeling complete. And it took me a while to get this. And when I finally did, and I have peace in knowing that, love really does work out for me. And I had a lot of, examples of it, and you'll realize that you're the validation. The external comes after the internal. We're taught to kind of wait, and you don't have to wait. You can start telling yourself a new story that things work out for you without even having to see it. And then when you continue to tell yourself that, you will see it. It's law. So I just wanted to share that and give somebody some peace, if that would help. So until next time, take care.